Yo, it's Andre Royal, or call me Dre. Welcome to my world. And here, I'm doing a review of SummerSlam 1988, the very first SummerSlam, the inaugural SummerSlam, like marketed as SummerSlam 1988. And it was produced by the WWF, of course. It took place on August 29th, 1988 at Madison Square Garden in New York City. This pay-per-view was created to help the company compete against its rival promotion, Jim Crockett Promotions. And it was one of the first 4 annual pay-per-view events by WWF, with WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series, which were the big 4. So SummerSlam, having a pay-per-view during the summer, hey, why not? This event had 10 professional matches. 3 titles were on the line. 2 titles were on the line. Intercontinental and tag team title matches. I'll get to that later. And the main event was a tag team match between the Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, WWF champion at the time, against their longtime rivals, the Mega Bucks, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and Andre the Giant. Gee, I wonder how that's going to turn out. Oh, and get this. Jesse the Body Ventura is a special guest referee, which means he will not be commentating tonight, because along with Gorilla Monsoon, Superstar Billy Graham will take his place. Superstar, he did what he could. I wouldn't say he's the best. I say he's meh. He's in the middle. But Superstar did what he could, and he's sort of entertaining. So I had a lot of kick out of him. That's about it. Also, as WWF continued to replace its closed circuit programming with pay-per-view programming, McMahon decided it would be best to add more pay-per-views to the lineup of the company. Well, they had, of course, there was WrestleMania in March or April, depending on the year. Royal Rumble was in January, and Survivor Series was in November. McMahon created SummerSlam, which would appear in August, so to compete with Jim Crockett Productions, which actually put them out of business, so they set sail to Ted Turner to make World Championship Wrestling. Okay, let's get to the matches. The first match of the first ever SummerSlam 1988 is a tag team match between the fabulous Rougeau brothers, that is Jacques and Raymond Rougeau, versus the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid. I gotta say, this is a pretty fun, entertaining match. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of great tag team matches, a lot of great heel tactics, some face tactics. This is a banger of a match. This is actually what made tag teams in the 80s so great. Dynamite Kid had some offensive maneuvers here and there. Dynamite Kid was amazing. I mean, one of the best of his time. Here's where things get kind of south. It gets kind of weird. Near the end of the match, the Bulldogs pull off their finishing maneuver, the gorilla press into the diving headbutt. But before they get a pin, the bell rings. Turns out that it's time limit draw at 20 minutes even. So back in those days, it was different back then to actually have a 20-minute draw. And back in those days, you used to announce times, but no, they don't do this anymore. This is a thing of the past. So the match ends. So the first match of SummerSlam 88 ends in a draw. So as for a rating of this match, I give it 4 out of 5. It would have been nice to have a finish. It seemed like the Bulldogs needed the win, but never happened. So that's pretty much it. Next match. Next match is between Bad News Brown and Ken Patera. Before the bell rings, Brown attacks Patera, and pretty much this is a sloppy match. Patera was 45 years old at the time. I think he just got out of jail a few months prior. A couple years before this event, he and another wrestler got arrested for throwing a huge rock at the window of a McDonald's because it was closed and they wanted food. So they're pissed and they get in jail for 2 years. Patera, he's 45 and he's pretty much out of it. He's pretty much going to be over soon because he's not the same wrestler as he was years ago. Bad News Brown does what he can, and that's pretty much it. The match ends with Brown defeating Patera by striking him in the head with his finishing move, the Ghetto Blaster, at 6 minutes 33 seconds. This gets 1 out of 5. This is not a good match. It's a slog fest. It's slow. A lot of missed spots here. It's just don't watch it. It's pretty bad. The next match, Rick Rude takes on the Junkyard Dog. Before I start the match, I want to say that Rick Rude is actually in the middle of an on-screen feud between him and Jake Roberts. Well, see, Rude's gimmick was after he won a match, he would select a woman for the audience to kiss him in the ring. Unfortunately, he tried this on one woman, and this one woman refused to do so. So him and Bobby Heenan were like, "Well, why'd you want to come in? No, you don't find me sexy?" She goes, "No, wrong. That's not gonna happen." She goes like, "Oh, it's like no, I came here to watch my husband." It's like, "Who's your husband?" It turns out that she is married to Jake the Snake Roberts. This is Cheryl Roberts, married to Jake Snake. And Rude is not like this at all. This is actually shown on YouTube. You can see it on YouTube. They actually fought online. I mean, they fought in front of Jake's wife, and this fight was pretty intense. Feud really intensified because Rude, he's known for wearing very revealing tights, wrestling tights. And he wore a pair of tights that has Cheryl Roberts' face on them. Oh boy! And this one thing was really funny. Roberts vowed that if Rude ever wore those tights again, he'll take them off. And that's what he did. One match after Rude won, he revealed one tights to reveal the other set of tights, Cheryl Roberts' tights. Roberts was not happy about that. He attacks Rude, and then he takes off the tights. Literally, he looks naked, but really he had a G-string underneath. So if you see the match on YouTube, trust me, you're not missing much. As for this match, it was an okay match. Rude, he's the heel. He attacks Junkyard Dog after he makes his entrance, but Junkyard Dog overpowers him with power moves, and this is usual Junkyard Dog maneuvers. Just you'll see it. Rude, he starts to make it a comeback. At the end of the match, Rude would pull down his one pair of tights and reveal the Cheryl Roberts tights as he jumps off the top rope doing a fist drop. This causes Jake Roberts to come out. Jake Roberts ran out and attacked Rude. Rude clotheslined him over the top rope, and this ends up becoming the disqualification win for Rude at 6 minutes 18 seconds. This match was okay. I say I give it 2.5 out of 5. It was all right. It's all right. Nothing really screamed about. I'm not sure why Rude and Roberts were not wrestling here, but it is what it is. I guess they had to find a way to continue the feud, or I'm not sure why they did that, but they did. So, next match was a tag team match between the Powers of Pain, the Barbarian and Warlord, who were accompanied by their new manager, the Baron, and they've taken on the Bolsheviks, Boris Zukov and Nikolai Volkov, who were accompanied by Slick. This match, pretty slow, physical match. I mean, it's whatever. You got 4 big guys just beating the hell out of each other. The match ended Zukov getting power slammed and Barbarian with a headbutt from the top rope from the Barbarian to get pinned. This also gets 2 out of 5. It's okay. It's an okay match. I mean, you want to watch it, go ahead. The next match, oh boy, we're in for some history here. This match is for the Intercontinental Championship as Honky Tonk Man, who will defend the Intercontinental Championship against who? Well, here's the thing. Honky Tonk Man, before this event, he was the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in the company's history. He was supposed to defend the title against Bruce Beefcake, but Beefcake could not compete because of a storyline injury from Outlaw Ron Bass. Ron Bass attacked him with a spur, cutting him on his head. For the match, Honky Tonk Man refused to be informed about Beefcake's replacement. And he's like, I don't care. He's like, give me somebody, I don't care who it is. And Mean Gene early in the night tried to tell him, but Honky refused to listen. He's like, no, I'm good. I don't care who it is. And everyone keeps trying to tell him, but Honky's like, no. I want to be surprised. I don't care. Boy, was he surprised. The challenge was answered by the Ultimate Warrior, and the look on Honky's face was like, oh no, not this guy. So, Warrior, who I didn't realize this, accidentally knocked Finkel to the floor when he rushed into the ring, whereas he hit the ropes. Had attacked Honky Tonk Man from the beginning. Clotheslines. He knocks it down numerous times. Goes to the Warrior Splash. And the longest reigning Intercontinental title reign at 454 days ended with the shortest match in the company's history at 31 seconds. So that works out great because Honky Tonk's reign was one of the longest. Unfortunately, because Gunther broke it earlier this year in 2023. But this reign, it was a great reign, 14-month reign. Actually great. Actually a great reign. Ultimate Warrior wins the Intercontinental Champion, like I said, in 31 seconds. In a very short match, but it did its job. As for a match, I give it 1 out of 5, but the match, although it's short, the match served its purpose because you got the longest reigning Intercontinental Championship match, or Intercontinental Championship reign, gone, completely decimated, and you got this new wild man leading the next generation for the Intercontinental Championship. The next match was a rematch for WrestleMania 4 between Canada's strongest man, Dino Bravo, and The Rock, Don Morocco. Morocco, who had to come out alone because his manager, Billy Graham, was up and doing color commentary, so he had to be there by spirit. So this match, actually, for two big men, these guys move pretty fast. As for the finish, was a little weird. Morocco was going to go for a power slam, but as he lifted up Morocco, the ref gets in the way, and Morocco had to stop his momentum, which caused Bravo to hit his finisher, a side slam suplex, which gets the win at 5 minutes 28 seconds. This match, okay, I give it 2 out of 5. Not the best match. I think the WrestleMania 4 match was a little bit better, but here we are. The next match was for the WWF Tag Team Champions, as the champions Demolition, Axis Smash takes on the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart. Oh, by the way, Demolition is accompanied by both Mr. Fuji and Jimmy Hart. Why did I say that? Well, before this event, the Hart Foundation had let go of their manager Jimmy Hart by storyline. I guess he's given up most of their money to other heels, and Hart Foundation, who were heels before this, actually turned faces. So this would be the start of Bret Hart's face turn in WWF. And here we go. The match actually was a pretty damn good match. Hart Foundation were pretty much in control at the beginning of the match until Demolition overpowered them. Both of these guys. At the end of the match, Bret Hart attempted a power driver, but Axe hit him in the back with a megaphone by Jimmy Hart, who snuck it back into the ring, smashes up, pinning Bret Hart for the win at 10 minutes 49 seconds. This match was pretty good. I give it 3 out of 5. It's a great tag match. Demolition was like, after only a year in WWF, they just went on this dominant run as tag team champions. They were just too damn popular to really take the titles off him now. And yeah, they're just a dominant tag team match, and this was great for them. The next match was between the Big Boss Man, who was also accompanied by Slick, versus the Birdman, Coco Beware. Slick has a distraction. Boss Man took an early advantage of the match. After crushing Coco in between himself and the turnbuckle with a jumping avalanche, Boss Man refused to pin him and finish the match. Instead, he attempted to climb to the top rope and land on Coco stomach first, but he missed. Coco tried to retaliate by using several drop kicks and attempting to pin, but Bossman got his shoulder up to save himself. As Coco went for another maneuver off the ropes, Bossman slamming him on the ground, which was the Big Boss Slam, and pinning Coco at 5 minutes 57 seconds. This match, I say it was pretty much kind of a hidden gem. I say I give it 2.5 out of 5. At this point, Coco was just pretty much putting newbies over, and Bossman, who was still relatively new at the time, he was becoming this monster heel, which would provide him later in the year. In your second to last match, you have Jake Snake Roberts facing against the mighty Hercules, who actually is without Bobby the Brain Heenan. I guess Bobby Heenan has more bigger fish to fry as he's preparing for the main events. As for this match, well, I say it's in the middle kind of a match. The match is okay, but I think it went on a bit too long. Roberts, tries to attack him with the DDT, but Hercules is able to escape the maneuver. Took control most of the match. Hercules tried to slam Roberts to the mat, but Roberts reversed the move with the DDT, pinning Hercules at 10 minutes and 6 seconds. I give the match 2 out of 5. This match went a tad bit too long. You could have shaved off maybe 3 or 4 minutes. That would have been fine, but there was too many rest holds, too much of Hercules taking advantage of Roberts. Roberts gets a big win here, and he goes on to feud with Rick Rude in the future. All right, we got our main event. It is the Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, accompanied by Miss Elizabeth, takes on the Mega Bucks, Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant, who are accompanied by Andre's manager, Bobby Heenan, and DiBiase's bodyguard, Virgil. And Jesse Ventura, like I said, Jesse Ventura is a special guest referee in this match. So, how did we get here? 4 months before the pay-per-view, Hulk Hogan and the heavyweight champion Randy Savage were feuding with Andre the Giant and Ted DiBiase, respectively. The feuds came WrestleMania 4 when, as a result of the title tournament, Hogan and Andre had been disqualified in their match, while Savage and DiBiase had reached the title match. In that final match, Savage defeated DiBiase with help from Hogan. Savage and DiBiase would feud over the title throughout the spring and summer. Andre did not get involved until midsummer when he and DiBiase helped instigate a 2-on-1 attack against Savage as he was delivering a promo. Savage quickly recovered and challenged Andre DiBiase to a tag team match against him and a partner to be named. That partner was to be Hogan. The team became the Mega Powers. Awesome. The Andre DiBiase team, they dubbed themselves the Mega Bucks, retaliated by announcing the guest referee, someone that declared to be fair and neutral. It was none other than the Jesse, the Body Ventura, a color commentator who favored villains. But according to storyline, Ventura was chosen by WWF President Jack Tunney as the only person capable of handling such a match. So, how does this match turn out? Well, let's see. Jesse was introduced first. He posed, even though he didn't take off his jacket, which he should have. And in come the Mega Bucks, all calm, cool, collected. And then here come the Mega Powers come out with Randy Savage's theme song. And they both wear Mega Powers on their tights, on the back of their tights. So that was cool that Hogan, one of the few times that he would ever really be like a team player. The match, well, actually, before the match, Jesse is giving out instructions. He actually changes the tag ropes from different corners, which does nothing to the match. I don't know why he did this, but it's been unknown why he does this. The match starts off, and Andre the Giant faces off against Randy Savage, and this is pretty much during a time where Andre the Giant, his career was coming towards the end. He couldn't do much anymore. He was in tag team matches a lot because he was less mobile. His body was in pain, but he did what he could. The match itself, it was pretty entertaining. I know, like I said, Andre the Giant was less mobile. He gonna do what he could, but he did what he could, and that was great. DiBiase, Savage, Hogan, they all did great jobs in this match. It was pretty much a lot of brawling. Ventura was arguing with everybody, but you know what? You can't mess with Ventura. You can't mess with Ventura because he will yell back. Come on, this guy was in the military. What do you want to do? After a while, all 4 men began brawling. Andre knocks both the Mega Powers out of the ring. Ventura starts a 10 count. Everyone's out in the ring. The managers, wrestlers, and between the counts, Miss Elizabeth began ripped off her skirt to reveal a one-piece swimsuit And everyone's like, oh my God. Because remember, this is 1988. You wouldn't see something like this maybe before all this because, you know, it was just really unknown at the time. But Miss Elizabeth, gotta miss her. Looking all good, looking all fine. Can't blame you for saying that. But that distraction proved to be long enough. As the Mega Power snuck right in, Elizabeth tosses her skirt on top of DiBiase. Savage jumps off the top rope. Double axe handles Andre the Giant, which causes him to go over the top rope. Hogan knocks down Virgil, Joe Heenan. Body slam by Hulk Hogan on DiBiase. Savage goes for the top rope elbow drop. Hits that. Hogan goes for his leg drop. Ventura counts 1, 2, and he slows down. And Savage's like, you're pinning this guy. Go down for 3. Savage forces Ventura's hand down for the 3. Match is over. At 14 minutes, 43 seconds, the Mega Powers defeat the Mega Buck. At the end of the match, you know, everyone's just posing. Savage, Hogan, Elizabeth, they're happy, they're posing, you know, they're having a great time. And the match ends with all three leaving. And that's the end of the match. The match itself, it's entertaining as hell. I give it 4 out of 5. Easily one of the best matches on this card. With a SummerSlam the first SummerSlam, you know, it's the first SummerSlam. What can you expect? This tag team match was entertaining as hell, and I love this. And the way it ended on a good note, which is good. Now for my final thoughts. The whole event, I'm gonna say 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, this is the first SummerSlam. You know, this is during a time where they're trying to figure out what makes WrestleMania, what makes the Royal Rumble, what makes Survivor Series, what makes SummerSlam. So they're trying to figure out how this would work. There's a lot of matches that are duds, that really slow build, and some you can skip over. Some matches you can watch are great. Speaking for, I do best matches and worst matches. Best match, as much as I love that main event tag team match, I'm gonna have to go with the opening match, the Rougeaus and the Bulldogs, because that was good. Despite the weak finish of the draw, it's actually a great match to watch, so check it out. Weakest match, we have to go to Ken Patera, Bad News Brown. That is a slog of a match. Ugh. It's terrible. Patera is just not the same person. Bad News Brown is just doing what he can, and that's pretty much it. The reception. Here's a new thing. The reception of the match. The pay-per-view had a 4.5 buy rate, which means that 4.5% of pay-per-view subscribers ordered the event. Okay, not bad. Here's the thing. The original plan for SummerSlam was to bring Ric Flair over from the NWA to WWF. Vince McMahon wanted Flair to challenge Savage in the main event for the WWF Championship. But Flair, however, he felt loyal to NWA and never left the promotion. So that's why this tag team match was here to end their feuds with DiBiase and Andre. Flair would not join the WWF until 1991. Well, that's it for that. My SummerSlam 88 review. If you got any questions, just look at the comments. This is my new channel. It's my second video, so help me out here a little bit. If you like and subscribe. This is Call Me Dre, and welcome to my world. And I'd like to say thank you and good night.